Good evening. Well, it has been a bitterly cold day across the country, with further snow showers leaving winteriness across much of the north, the Northern Isles and the borders. Indeed, for parts of Braemar, temperatures didn't get above -9.3 Celsius, provisionally the coldest day in the UK on record since 2010. Now, a reminder, we do still have a yellow warning in force until midnight for Shetland, for both snow and ice. Quite difficult travel conditions developing there already. Further showers will continue tonight, overnight in the Northern Isles, across the far north into the Western Isles, even into parts of Dumfries and Galloway and also the borders. But for many, it will remain dry, but it's going to be very cold. As a result, the Met Office have issued this additional snow and ice warning, covering from the Western Isles across the north into the northeast, the Northern Isles and even down to the borders. Quite difficult conditions developing, and that is valid until midday on Thursday. Elsewhere, a dry night, but as we can see, a cold one under clear skies with a widespread hard frost as temperatures in towns and cities fall away to -6 to -8 Celsius. We could still be looking at -14 to -15 Celsius, however, by morning. So it's going to be a very cold start indeed, with potential blizzard conditions in the Northern Isles. Elsewhere, once more, it will be dry, it will be sunny, still feeling on the chilly side though. Temperatures for much of the central belt and the south really struggling to get above freezing again tomorrow. That brisk wind in the north continuing to feed in showers tomorrow night. These will be wintry, especially on high ground, but even to low levels, leaving quite significant accumulations, perhaps 5 to 10 centimetres. And as we can see here, further showers are on the way on Wednesday, especially for the Northern Isles, the far north and even down the east coast. But yet again elsewhere, for many it's going to be another dry day with plenty of crisp winter sunshine. Still chilly though, especially with strengthening northerly winds. It's going to feel bitingly cold, even though temperatures will be slightly higher compared to today and yesterday. And looking at Thursday, well, we do see that further showers are going to push in from the west. Cloud will build by afternoon. These will be a mixture of rain, sleet and snow, even to low levels. It won't be quite as cold, but it is still going to feel on the chilly side. That's your forecast.
Hello. Snow not as much of an issue through tonight compared with recent nights. There will be some winteriness around, but it's the cold which everybody will notice, and it's the cold which stays in place through this working week. Less cold air gets very close by to the south through Tuesday night into Wednesday. That may bring a small risk of snow, but more of a wholesale change in weather patterns, with the winds flipping round into Sunday, and that will get rid of the coldest of the air that we've had. For the time being though, it's as you were. Widespread frost tonight, ice of course where you've seen all the winteriness of the past few days, and still some fog patches, particularly northern England, North Midlands, North Wales. 1 or 2 light snow flurries possible in this area. Limited amount of impact from that. Greater impact from some heavier snow showers in the far north of Scotland. And before they arrive tomorrow into the northeast, again, -15, -16. A cold start, much colder East Anglia and South East than this morning, but with a bit more brightness overhead. Now, the mist and fog is still there for parts of northern England, North Midlands, North Wales. A few light snow flurries brightening up for many through the day. Most actually having a dry day with some sunny spells, but heavy snow showers in the north and east of Scotland will track their way southwards, maybe into the borders before the afternoon and evening is out. Some, again, struggling to get anywhere above freezing. A cold day. As I said, most dry and bright. Any sunshine in the south will be hazy, and that's because of this area of rain linked into that less cold air I mentioned. Could see a few flakes of wet snow mixed in with the rain in the Channel Islands. If that bunches a bit further north through into Wednesday morning, there could be some problems across southwest England, Hampshire, Dorset, and also into parts of Somerset. Now, once that clears through, cold northern winds back, wintry showers mainly across Scotland. They're going to be there again on Wednesday, some of which heavy and blowing around in gale force winds, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts possible. Some as well into the northeast of England, but also still that rain through the English Channel. If it does get any close to land areas across the south, still some sleet and snow possible. Most though have a dry and bright day on Wednesday, but in the wind it's going to feel very cold, much colder than temperatures here would suggest. A real sub-zero wind chill. And then as we go through the end of the week, further sleet and snow across the northern half of the country for a time, but that big pattern change comes from these weather fronts sliding in on Sunday before it turns to rain. Could be snow. If you are travelling across the country, keep across our TV and online forecast, and of course check the temperature changes where you are with the BBC Weather app. Take care.
Hello there. We've seen some heavy snow causing some localised disruption across southern parts of Finland over the last 24 hours, and it will certainly stay cold here with more snow in the forecast into Tuesday. Further southwest, the weather's turning milder for Spain and Portugal, but with that we've got some fairly slow-moving weather fronts that will bring some heavy rain, particularly to Portugal. 30 to 60 millimetres of rain falling widely, but over the hills you could see over 100 in places. There is a risk of seeing some localised surface water flooding, perhaps even an odd landslip up in the mountains, given how wet the weather's been of late. We've also seen some very heavy rain in western Turkey over the last few days. Again, we're looking at further downpours here, and flooding reported in central Croatia. Well, you could see 1 or 2 showers here for Tuesday as well. Across much of central, northern Europe, Scandinavia, temperatures well below average and often below freezing, so watch out for icy roads. There will be some snow showers around as well. Here's the weather picture for Wednesday. A weather front continues to move northwards into the cold air, and it looks like we'll see a narrow band of snow affecting parts of northern France, perhaps Luxembourg, and on into central regions of Germany. That could cause some localised disruption on the roads and the rails. The outlook over the next few days now. In Milan, dry midweek, but then we'll start to see some showers pushing in as we head into Thursday. Then the weather improves on into the weekend. Meanwhile, in Dubrovnik, further showers are in the forecast, so the weather continues to be pretty wet. Hello there. Looking at the satellite picture across Africa, many of the biggest showers have been across central regions over the last 24 hours, notably across parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo and western portions of Tanzania as well. And it's along this line that we'll see the lion's share of the day's shower activity as we look at the forecast into Wednesday. Some of those are going to be quite heavy. Now, there could be a few showers across the far north of Morocco, northernmost areas of Algeria, but otherwise, with the winds coming in from the south, well, it's actually pretty warm for the time of year, with temperatures running around about 5 to 10 degrees Celsius above average, and quite warm as well in Tripoli. We're looking at highs of 26 Celsius here. Now, we'll take a look at the outlook now, and over the next few days. In Luanda, it looks like it should stay dry, with temperatures high 20s to low 30s. In Hurghada, plenty of sunshine, but with a brisk breeze. The outlook, meanwhile, in Kampala, we are likely to see some further storm activity here, and some of those are likely to be heavy at times, particularly during the early afternoon, stretching into the early evening time. We've got some rain on the way, working across parts of the Middle East. Looks quite wet for Israel, Syria, and northern portions of Iraq as well. Not much in the way of rain, though, further southwards for Saudi Arabia. The forecast essentially fine and dry here with sunny skies. Here's your outlook now over the next few days. Well, there's that rain in Tel Aviv. It does get out of the way, so Thursday becomes drier, more sunshine as we end the week. Bye-bye. Hello there. We've had some heavy thunderstorms across the south of India over the last 24 hours. Kerala picking up 84 millimetres of rain. We've actually got a little cyclonic circulation just out in the Arabian Sea that's enhancing the rains here. That is likely to strengthen into an area of low pressure, but it is moving westwards. Still close enough, though, to bring some further showers and thunderstorm activity across western areas of India into Wednesday. And notice some of those showers could be quite far north, actually, for the time of year. Now, across the northeast of India, it's dry. Northwest India, well, in the far northwest, we're looking at a few mist and fog patches to start the day into the likes of Himachal Pradesh. Now, heading into Central Asia now, we've got the cold air with us in Kazakhstan. Maximum temperatures for North Sultan, minus 13 degrees Celsius. 13 degrees with some bright skies in Kabul after a rather misty start to the morning here. And we're looking at dry weather in Pakistan. Again, a few morning patches of mist to be expected. There are those showers affecting mostly southern areas of India, but 1 or 2 elsewhere across the western side of the country. The northeast, in contrast, looking dry with sunshine, and we've also got dry weather in Bangladesh. Here's your outlook now for the next few days. In New Delhi, fine with some spells of sunshine. Temperatures not really changing a great deal over the next few days, 23, 24 degrees or so during the afternoon. We might well see a few showers, though, moving into Colombo later on this week. Hello, a powerful winter storm continues to affect the Intermountain West and parts of the plains as well. It's this area of low pressure that's causing the trouble, and we're looking at accumulations of snow of around 15 to 30 centimetres in places. So a foot of snow. There could be some parts of Nebraska and South Dakota that see even more than that, maybe up to a couple of foot of snow in places. And with the winds gusting to about 40 miles an hour, you can imagine there's going to be drifting and some blizzard conditions here. There'll be a bit of freezing rain mixed in further eastwards across the plains to watch out for as well. So quite dangerous weather conditions really out and about. We are quite likely to see some disruption to transport and perhaps power supplies affected as well, given those brisk winds. And on the western side of the United States, it's looking largely dry with some sunshine. We've still got some thicker cloud though across the mountains, the Rockies, still bringing a few snow flurries here. And the outlook over the next few days, well, in Los Angeles it stays dry with sunshine. Temperatures coming up a little bit in Calgary over the next couple of days. The weather essentially fine and dry for the next two. Now across eastern portions of the United States, it's going to be a cold start to the day, but there should be plenty of sunshine. The exception into portions of Florida, where there'll be a few thundery downpours, and for parts of Texas and Mississippi, there's a risk of some localised severe thunderstorms, perhaps with an odd tornado and some large hail from those. Stays dry, but quite cold in Boston. Hello there. Over the last day or two, we've seen some big thunderstorms into parts of Bolivia, one or two severe ones as well. 75 millimetres of rain's fallen in the last 24 hours in places, and there have been reports of some large hail as well. Now, there's still the risk of some thunderstorms across Bolivia, but also into parts of southeastern Brazil, all tied in with an area of low pressure that's out in the South Atlantic at the moment. Now, some of those storms capable of bringing around about 25 to 50 millimetres of rain, but the very heaviest could bring more than that, and maybe about 75 millimetres in places. Now, the northeast of Brazil looking largely dry with some sunshine, so fine in Recife. Quite a high chance of a storm though for Rio de Janeiro and perhaps into Sao Paulo too. Now, most of Argentina, central and northern areas of Chile looking dry with sunshine, and it's a bit warmer than average at the moment as well, so enjoy that summer sunshine. The outlook over the next few days in Buenos Aires, we're going to see temperatures moving up and down a little bit over the next few days, but certainly turning cooler by the end of the week. Temperatures are also a little bit above average in Mexico. A lot of dry weather with some sunshine here thanks to a ridge of high pressure. There are some showers looking at the forecast in the Caribbean, particularly for the Lesser Antilles. Now, some of those could turn out to be quite heavy with a rumble of thunder or two, but won't last too long. They'll be moved along by the brisk winds. Here's your outlook now over the next few days. Havana staying fine and dry through Tuesday to Thursday, but showers to end the week. Hello there. The satellite picture across Indonesia shows extensive shower and thundercloud activity at the moment into northern and western areas of Sumatra. There's actually a cyclonic disturbance in the atmosphere feeding those big storms in, so we could see some localised flooding from those thunderstorms over the next couple of days here. Meanwhile, further north in Japan, it's about to get cold. Very cold. Siberian air is going to be flowing its way in, dropping the temperatures, but also bringing widespread heavy falls of snow to Hokkaido and the northwest of Honshu. With the winds picking up later in the week, we're talking about drifting and even blizzard conditions, so there is the threat of some disruption here. Cool day coming up for Hong Kong. A lot of cloud here, an odd spot of drizzle, highs of just 13 degrees. Now, take a look at the outlook now over the next few days. You can see temperatures actually pick up in Hong Kong as the winds start to change direction, and by the end of the week we're looking at those temperatures coming up to about 17 degrees, but it will be quite cloudy, just a few brighter spells at times. We've got cool south to southwesterly winds across a good portion of Australia, so temperatures on the whole are below average for the time of year. Winds gusting to about 70 odd kilometres an hour in portions of Victoria with showers. Just 14 degrees the top temperature in Melbourne, so a cool day here. Warm sunshine for the South Island of New Zealand, but a different story for the North Island, where we've got cloudy weather with outbreaks of rain. The outlook over the next few days, rain for a time in Canberra, should be drier by Friday.